We're here for case number 3123, George Maxwell versus George Brenner.
And when we pulled him over, he was resisting, he was flailing, he had spit at my officers. And so, you know, I had no choice but to put him on the arrest, and I'm still going to pursue this case.
I was not spitting on anyone. I didn't.
Mr. Brenner, good morning, sir.
Morning, Judge.
How are things over there in Lake Simcoe?
Busy, as you can see, doing my job.
I see that, sir. Mr. Maxwell, please come to the podium. Sir, you're wearing a spit garb. May I ask why you're wearing a spit garb? Were you spitting at people? Because they just don't put that on people for no reason.
No, Your Honor. I don't know why
He was spitting at my officers.
I was not spitting on anyone. I didn't. I'm not like that. I'm not that kind of person.
Okay.
I shouldn't be here
Mr. Maxwell,
today.
Mr. Maxwell, sir.
I didn't do this.
Mr. Maxwell, give me a second, please, sir. So, I'm going to have my bailiff remove that spit garb from you, okay? If you cut up in my courtroom, not only would that be placed back over your head, but you will be placed back into detention. Am I making myself clear, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Jeff, please, if you can do the honors.
I don't know why I'm being treated like an animal.
Okay, all right. Now, what I find interesting is that you're not suing the Lake Simcoe Police Department. You're suing Mr. Brenner.
Yes.
Am I understanding that correctly?
Yes, that is correct.
And you're
Your Honor.
suing him for $55,000 in damages. Am I reading that correctly?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. What's going on, sir?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I'm here, Your Honor.
Okay, tell me why you're trying to get money from him.
It's because I was wrongfully arrested. He treated me like an animal. I was just walking to my cousin's barbecue. It was a sunny afternoon. And then I just see this police car pull up. He just jumps out of the car. He throws me to the ground. He puts his elbow in my neck and holds me and pins me down. And he like hits my shoulder. Like my neck is still hurting today. And like he called me a racial slur. And he referred to me as a monkey when he did all this to me.
Okay.
Yeah. And then now because of it, I don't even know why I was arrested. I asked, why are you arresting me? What have I done? And
so are you suing because you feel that you shouldn't have been arrested, or?
Yes.
No, he's suing because I did my job, Your Honor.
Okay.
I don't know why
I did my job.
All right, I'm lost.
And he should have gone after. If you
Detective Brenner, can you shed some light on this so I can get some clarification?
I mean, you of all people understand, being a detective yourself, that we had a bolo out for a crime committed, and he'd be on the lookout, and his description was an exact match.
Okay.
Okay, and when we pulled him over, he was resisting, he was flailing, he had spit at my officers, and so, you know, I had no choice but to put him on the arrest, and I'm still going to pursue this case, regardless of his lawsuit and why I'm personally being sued. It makes
Okay,
no
well, let
sense
me
to
ask you this
What
question,
description?
sir. Okay, hold on, Mr. Maxwell. Let me ask you this question. Why did you stop him again? I'm sorry.
We pulled him over. There was a bolo out for someone who committed a crime with his exact match, height, weight, and we just did our job.
All right, so
Okay,
there was
and by the way, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be race baited. Okay, this was nothing to do with any kind of racial profiling, which is like the new term now when police officers try to do their job. You should understand that.
Yeah, he called me the N-word.
I'm not going to be race baited by this
Mr.
gentleman.
Maxwell, please,
Okay.
I'm going to get to you. I just need clarification from the other
So
side.
when he was acting aggressively and flailing like he was
All right.
doing
Well, let
some
me ask
kind
you
of
this.
dance.
Let me ask you this question, sir. What was the crime that Mr. Maxwell allegedly committed?
Assault. We reported assault. There was a bolo for him for his description. He
Okay.
committed assault at the local gas station.
Okay.
And we immediately got the call. And my officers called. You know, I'm a detective, so I had a free case, and so I got involved with the investigation.
Okay. I'm assuming you found the victim.
Yes.
Okay. And what did the victim gave a description?
Yeah, we had a description from two witnesses. Now, granted, after a while, they couldn't be sure that he was the gentleman, but the way he was acting, he wasn't acting like an innocent person.
Wait a minute.
So
Wait a minute. You had two witnesses who gave you a description. Did you do a show up on the scene, or did you take him to the station to do a lineup or put him in a lineup? How did you?
no, we didn't do a lineup. We
Okay,
had
so basically
identification on the spot
from the description of the witnesses, that's how you came across Mr. Maxwell, correct?
Correct. Now, and remember how detailed the bolo is.
Okay, I got that. I got that. But
So-
once the witnesses who gave out the description saw him, they were like, I don't think that's the guy. Is that where I'm hearing?
That's what they claim. That off the record, as they said, they were saying that we're pretty sure this is the guy. But I went with the facts that I had at hand. Okay, and being 15 years on the force, investigating many crimes. Okay, this was something I needed to pursue.
And did the victim say that this was the guy?
Say again?
Did the actual victim of the assault, did that person say that, yeah, for sure, that's the guy?
He recanted. Okay, he did say this was the guy. Okay, and that's what I went on.
So-
Subsequent, both of the witnesses recanted, and so all the other events had already taken place.
So the victim gave you a description.
Correct.
The witnesses gave you a description. You found him who was similar to the description.
Very, not
But
similar.
when
exact.
when the witnesses saw him, they were like, I'm not sure that's the guy. And the victim also said, I'm not sure that's the guy.
Not the exact words, but that was the inference.
So 3 people, after seeing him, said,
After seeing him acting, flailing.
No. I'm not concerned about the acting part. I'm talking about
Well, wasn't acting like an innocent person.
No.
He fit the description. He was at the scene. He was identified initially by the witnesses. So as a detective and an officer of the law, I have to act on that. And that's what I did.
I
And
understand
he got very
that.
aggressive.
I understand that, but the problem here is that the people, your victim who initiated the call, the witnesses who provided the description, all 3 of them are saying after they saw him, I'm assuming they saw him after he was taken into custody, they were not 100% sure that's the guy. Now, here's my problem. He's in custody. You arrested him. You charged him, correct?
He was arrested. That's correct.
Okay.
Charges are a different procedure.
Did you charge him for the actual assault, or did you charge him for the his behavior afterwards?
No, he was charged and his rights were read related to the actual assault, the crime itself. Okay, not the subsequent actions of him flailing and spitting and biting and doing all those other crazy things. Just to me, in my mind, as an experienced detective, solidified the fact that I had the right person, because innocent people
Is it
don't act
possible
like
that the reason that he was acting that way is because you didn't have the right person?
Not to that extent. He didn't want to verbalize or be, cooperative enough to say, "Wait a minute, detective."
But detective, here's the thing. When you're getting ready to take away someone's liberty, and they feel they haven't done anything wrong, people are going to react in a way that's not predictable.
Law-abiding citizens do not react like that, Your Honor.
Oh,
Okay?
yes, they do.
They do not.
Yes,
Okay.
they do, sir.
And not in my experience. If
Are you married, sir?
Yes, of course I'm married.
Has your wife accused you of doing something that you didn't do, and you got upset, and now that led to an argument?
A social family of situation
But
is
what
far
I'm
different
saying-
than a crime.
No, but the mechanism is still the same. You got accused of doing something you didn't do. You got upset. You acted on that. Now the person who accused you of that, now they're reacting to your
I get
reaction.
it.
So
But
now you have this
If my
going
wife
on.
presented the evidence that you say in my little social environment that I had against this gentleman, then I would say, yeah, you got me. And then I would say, but let's look at it harder. But I had
No, you
witnesses.
wouldn't.
I had
No,
Ebola.
you wouldn't. Because I'm married. I don't know any married man is going to do that.
Look,
Do you know any married man is going to do that? I don't know one is ever going to do that. You're going to try to stand your point. And the more the accusations are thrown at you, the more angry you're going to get. Here's the problem.
no,
Okay.
sir, the problem is this gentleman was aggressive and not law-abiding.
I was
Law-abiding
not
people do not do
aggressive.
that.
I never bit. I never bit anyone. I never spit on anyone.
And I take offense to the racial baiting.
They
You kept
were-
throng back
because
the
it's
race
true.
card.
They-
Hold on,
Okay,
hold on.
I don't buy that.
Wait.
I'm not going to buy that.
Wait.
You can check my record of my arrests, and there's a mixture of races. It's not just against black people
Okay.
or yellow people or green people.
I don't care about
Okay.
the
Well,
racial
I think it's
part.
relevant about my record.
No, it's not relevant here. Because here's the thing. In a court of law, right, you have to prove your case beyond a reasonable doubt, correct?
That's correct, but I'm not a prosecutor.
But here's the thing. How can you prove your case beyond a reasonable doubt if the people who are the witnesses and the victim are saying, I'm pretty sure that's not the guy?
Okay, remember, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but remember, it's not my job as a detective to be the prosecutor. My job is to gather evidence and present it to the state and let them do their job.
Yeah, but
now,
here's the
at
thing.
the state level,
But, yeah.
the judge in the courtroom could have said dismissed because of the witness.
But detective, here's the thing, and I used to teach this to my subordinates. As a matter of fact, I still teach it to my subordinates. If you can't win that case in court, do not make the arrest.
Okay,
Where you're lost, okay.
I'm at a loss only because when I'm in the streets defending the citizens of Lake Simcoe and Bengal Park, I'm not thinking about, is it possible that this case could get thrown out of court? That's not my job. That's not my job as a police officer.
It is your job.
My job is to gather the evidence presented to me at the time, make the arrest, and then let the state decide through
But
a
here's the
normal
thing.
process, and he gets his due process.
But here's,
I agree.
but,
He
but,
gets
but
his
here's
due
the thing,
process.
sir. Here's the thing. There's this thing called discovery. Are you familiar with discovery?
Yes, sir. Of course I'm familiar
Okay.
with discovery.
The state has to present what they have to the prosecution. The prosecution has to present what they have to the state. Okay. There's no holding back of information.
Agreed.
All right. If
Agreed.
you know that something's off, then you have to say, hey, this is off. You knew that once these people said, I don't think that's the guy, it was off. At that moment where they were saying, because here's the thing, now you have to bring that to court. How are you going to stand in court and have people testifying? Because when they put you on the witness stand and they ask detective,
Correct.
did the witnesses and the victim tell you that's not the guy? What are you going to say at that point?
Well, what I'm gonna
are you
say-
going to say, well, at that point, I got all this information and it was good, but, afterwards, I found out that maybe that wasn't the guy, but I'm still going to go forward with it. And besides, he was acting guilty. That's not a good look.
No, but I'm going to rely on prosecution to query me with the stuff that's going to bring
There
out the
is no
evidence.
prosecutor-
And anything about witnesses is just hearsay. I can't speak for witnesses. They'd have to call the witnesses up individually and
That's
ask
no,
them.
no.
If they want
Sir, no, that is not hearsay. My brother, I need you to listen to what I'm telling you. It is your job. It is your responsibility to do due diligence. If there is any doubt that he is not the guy, like any doubt, and you've got two witnesses and your victim saying, I don't think that's him, that is called doubt.
That's
Reasonable
correct.
doubt.
That's correct.
You don't make that arrest.
Okay, that term is related to a court of law,
No,
not the
sir,
street.
sir.
Reasonable doubt is a court of law
You're talking to
term.
somebody who has 25 years of police experience.
Yes,
Okay,
I know.
This right here, my friend, this is a bad arrest. That is why this man is suing you.
I represent Lake Simcoe Police Department. I don't represent myself.
And I'm pretty sure.
So suing me personally, as you know, is way out of line.
Well, he's suing you. He's suing you because he
day.
felt that you acted outside of the policy. Now, I don't know the policy of Lake Simcoe.
It's very similar to Mango Park.
I don't know the policy, so I don't have the policy in front of me.
Understood.
But the thing is, and don't be
Bolo
mistaken.
very seriously. You understand?
Don't be mistaken. I understand it was a bolo. It was issued.
And
match the
exact,
description.
no, not my exact match.
Okay, and I got that. But the problem is the people who gave you the information are telling you that ain't him. That's where you messed up at.
We're not, after looking at it, we're not sure, but they couldn't say definitively.
Did they say yes, that's the guy?
No, sir. They didn't say yes definitively, but they didn't say no definitively.
If it's not a yes, then it's definitely no. Because once you come into the courtroom, you have no case. And I got to be honest with you, detective, and I don't know your record. Okay, you work for a different department from my agency. What's concerning me is how many other people have you arrested with questionable information?
I stand by my reputation. You can check that out. The convictions. Again, I don't try the case. The prosecution tries the case.
I understand that. I understand that. But
we don't try the case in the streets. We don't try the case in the streets. We take the evidence, make the arrest, present it to the prosecution.
Here's the thing.
Let a jury decide. Let a judge decide.
Here's the thing. Your evidence, you had none. That's the problem.
Well,
you had no evidence.
We're still gathering.
Gathering what?
We're still gathering.
Your victim said that ain't him. What are you gathering? I mean, your victim said that's not the guy.
Let's agree.
What are you gathering?
Okay, let's agree to disagree on facts of law here, but specifically, why in the
Agree
hell am
to
I being
disagree
sued
on
as
facts of
personally?
law?
Why am I being sued personally when I represent the police department?
And I represent the courts.
Yes, sir, I know that. I respect
and I'm
that.
telling you that right now you're in violation of this man's civil rights.
This is a criminal case.
The victim said that's not him. The witnesses said that's not him, and you still arrested him.
This is a criminal case, not a civil case. So the civil rights action would be actioned in a different court, not in the criminal court.
So you're telling me that you have the right to violate a person's civil rights?
No, don't put words in my mouth. I did not say I had a right. I'm saying that any civil actions he may have should be against the police department and in a civil court. This is a criminal action.
No, he does have the right to sue you.
I didn't say he have a right.
He has a right to sue you if he feels that you acted outside the guidelines of the Lake Simcoe Police Department.
Officer representing Lake Simcoe.
You are representing them.
That's what I represent.
But he still has a right to sue you and the police department if he decides to go that route. And he decided he's going to sue you.
He's going to be back in court again. This is a criminal.
I've never done anything wrong in my life.
No,
I've never done anything wrong in my life.
I'm sorry. Do you have like some type of crystal ball where you can say
I have
he's going to do in the
experience
future?
on repeat offenders, and I know if you're going to dismiss this, which sounds like that's the way you're going, that we're going to see this down back in criminal court.
I'm not dismissing this. I'm not dismissing this at all. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm going to grant him his $55,000 against you. It's not dismissed. No, he's getting that.
Good luck trying to collect that.
I'm sorry. What'd you say?
On a detective salary. Good luck trying to collect that. Okay.
Let me explain something to you, because now you done pissed me off. I don't care if you go homeless. Okay? I have a badge. You have a badge. We have obligations to the people. They may not live within our jurisdictions. I do Mango Park. You do Lake Simcoe. Visitors have a right to have their civil rights protected. I don't care what you're doing in that city. You will be treated with respect as much as the people who are the residents. And once you cross that line and say, well, you know what? I'm going to do whatever. Are you really a police officer now, or are you a vigilante? Because there's a difference between the two.
Is that rhetorical, or are you asking me a question?
The police officer follows the rules and the guidelines, even if we don't like where those rules and guidelines take us. Why are they there? So they can protect innocent people. That man, according to the witnesses and the victim, is an innocent man. And you keep saying, well, he's a repeat offender. He's going to do it in the future. You have no respect for him as a human being. What are you doing? If you can't do that, then my friend, you need to give up the badge. You have to have some type of empathy for people and the situation. Is he a career criminal? Yeah, maybe. But at that particular moment, was he one? No.
Did he assault my officers? Yes. Okay.
That's because you were arresting.
I never assaulted anyone.
Spitting is assault.
That's because you were arresting an innocent man. Let me ask you a question. If you were going into his house with a gun, without a search warrant, and he pulled out a gun and opened fire, are you going to sit there and tell me he shot at my officers? Because the courts are going to look at you and say, well, why were your officers there to begin with?
That example is valid.
You can't
need a search warrant. I'm not trying to violate Fourth Amendment or anything like that.
Sir, you can't break the law in order to try to enforce the law. That's not how this works.
I agree with you, and I didn't break
And
the law.
I got the part where you got the information, you got the bolo, that's the description. Okay, I got that part. So far, so good. You brought the witnesses over. Hey, we got the guy. That's him, right? No, I don't think so. Okay, you know what? Let me go to the victim. Hey, we got the guy. That's him, right?
That's the pressure
I don't
of the
think so.
situation. Okay, the court of law would have decided when they called them as witnesses, there would have been a different story. Trust me. Okay, there would have been a different story.
Well-
People get intimidated in the street. An innocent person doesn't act the way this gentleman was acting. That's all I'm going to tell you. Okay, I can see which way this is going.
No.
I
It's
thought
not
as
a matter
fellow
of,
detective,
it's
we had
not a
some
matter
kind
of where this is
camaraderie
going.
here.
It's not a matter of where this is going. It's a matter of where it's already gone.
Okay,
I've
well,
already ruled in his favor. He's getting the $55,000.
Okay, well, I got
I don't care if you got to work extra shifts or duty work. I don't care what you got to do. You're going to pay this man his money. Because if I have to get in contact with the chief of police for Lake Simcoe and have a sit down with him, and it comes out of their budget, you may be out of a job. So what I'm saying is figure it out, work it out. Case is adjourned. I want this man released as soon as possible.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.